chapters, in various chapters, in different chapters, we have seen that Britishers, how they came as the traders and then they started ruling over India and they ruled for 200 years. So why, how it happened? Because of their policies, right? Then we have seen in ruling the countryside how the farmers, they were interfered by the British because of their policies. They have to they were very disappointed, they have to give a heavy amount of revenue. Then we have seen in 4th chapter tribal, there also we have seen a lot of interference of the British, right? All these things, every section of the society were very much upset with the British and British policies, right? So in this chapter we are going to study about what happened when we get angry with somebody, we used to revolt against that. So here also in India, people are very disappointed, not only one section of the society, every section of the society, they were very much disappointed by the British policies. So they got collected and they have started a revolt in 1857. We have heard about Rani Lakshmibai, Tatya Tope, Nana Sahib, all these people were the prominent heroes of the revolt of 1857. So today we are going to study this only. We will understand what were the main causes for this revolt broke out, how this revolt broke out and what happened after that. Right? So let us start with the causes. So basically for all the reasons, major causes were the policies. As in second chapter from trade to territories, we have read that how Britishers came as a trader and then with their policies like doctrine of lapse, subsidiary alliances, then paramountcy, all these policies, what happened with these policies? Somehow the other, they have tried to take the kingdom of the Nawabs or the rulers. Right? If they obey to British, fine. If they do not obey, they have to give up their kingdom. And if they obey, they have to work as a puppet ruler. So basically, what all the Nawabs and the rulers were very angry with the British, but they were quiet for a time or waiting for the opportunity to fight against them. Right? Many rulers like Tipu Sultan, he fought also and he died during the war with British. So major reason is policies. Different policies. If you see the ruling the countryside, there also policies were working. And if you see tribal chapter, there also you see that with the forest law, Britishers tried to get control over that. So all of them were very angry. So let us start with the policies. So we will divide into different sections. How, because of these policies, why this, what was the political cause? We can divide into various categories: political cause, social cause, religious cause, economic cause and immediate cause, right? So let us see what was the political cause. So when we see political cause, as we know that because of various policies, doctrine of lapse, let us discuss about it. In this policy it was said that if a ruler do not have a male heir, so what happened? The kingdom will be taken away by the British. So the policy. So because of that, Rani Lakshmibai, because she did not have her own son, so her adopted son was not accepted, right? Then Peshwa Bajirao too, he was also the adopted son of the Peshwa. So earlier he was getting the pension, so he was refused to get the pension. So again you can see the anger of Rani Lakshmibai, anger of Peshwa Bajirao too. That we must have heard about Nana Sahib. Nana Sahib was Peshwa Bajirao too's son, adopted son. Then let us come to Awadh. Awadh was the last state to annexed by the British according to the policy of misleading the state that Awadh cannot handle, so it will be handled by the British. Then let us come to Mughal dynasty. Now as we know that right from the Babur and during the arrival of the British time, it was the Mughal dynasty who was ruling India. So first what Britishers did, that they have announced that Bahadur Shah Zafar will be the last ruler and there will be no Mughal dynasty anymore. Right? This was again the matter of anger among the people, and his son or the prince was announced that after the death of King Bahadur Shah Zafar, these princes will not be able to become the king and they have to leave the Red Fort as it was the official residence of the rulers. So they were also sent. So you can see that in politics, though rulers, Nawabs were there, but they were some or the other way under the control of the British. So they don't want or they did not like that. So this is the political cause. Now let us come to the social cause. There are so many, everyone a part of a society. So all the people, they were some or the other way, they were angry with the British. Like you can say, we can take peasants. Peasants is chapter ruling the countryside. We have read, we have seen that how it was drastic disappointment for the peasants to pay the revenue or their raw material. They were forced to grow indigo and then to in a very low price, and they sold it at a very higher price. So peasants were not at all happy, right? Many of the peasants, they have left the village and they went to the city to work as a labor. So you can see the social condition of the peasants were not quite good. Then let us come to the sepoys. Sepoys are the English word of sipahi. Right? So what happened here, British also, there are so many reasons for the sepoys to get annoyed. First of all, that sepoys belongs to the village. So if their family, their parents, they are not happy in their home, obviously they will feel very disappointed because they have gone there to work for the family itself. Then later there are certain other aspects also that Indian sepoys, they were paid less in comparison to the British sepoys, British officers. Apart from that, the place where they lived, it was very much very congested comparison to the British, right? As well as there is certain religious sentiment over here, which was in spite of avoiding. Then also they have to follow, as they have to follow the war, they have to cross the river or this sea, which was not allowing. As well as they cannot put the religious symbol like tilak and all, they could not put. So these all are the certain. And then you see the tribals, as for the forest laws, their life was totally disturbed. Then there is one more thing which was disturbing in the society, that was language. Now English language was introduced, so and people were forced to learn that language. So this also, people as they were not happy with the British, so they did not took it in a positive way. So they disappointed, they criticized that Britishers are trying to spoil their culture. Right? Now let us come to religion. There are so many things which we can take religion and society hand to hand. For example, there was certain social evil, though it was wrong. A practice in India like caste system, like sati system, child marriage, widow marriage. These all things were not quite good in the society. So Britishers did not agree to this. They also felt that these wrong things are going on. With the help of social reformers, they tried to remove this thing. But again, the same thing people did not like. People started criticizing British that they are trying to interfere in our social custom, religion, because sati system, if you see, it's a part of a religion. People have attached to the religion. So, and child marriage, all these things, people felt that Britishers are now trying to destroy our social custom and they are trying to interfere in our religion or traditional way of life. Then there are missionaries, they came to India and they were trying to, they tried to convert many people into Christian. So this was also one of that. People felt that they are trying to spoil our religion and they are trying to convert people into Christian. Then we know that there was a caste system here in India. So wherever it is, railways were introduced, and in the railway compartment everyone sat together. So upper caste, lower caste, all of them were sitting together. This was again a reason for the objection, that again they are trying to spoil our society, they are mixing people together. Then even in army also, soldiers live together. There is no distinguish between upper caste and the lower caste. Though it was good, but people did not like it, as they felt that some outsider is coming and disturbing their way of traditional way of life, and they are trying to spoil our religion by this introducing all the caste people together. Then let us come to the economic aspect. Now economic, we know very well that revenue system, how with the help of a revenue system, lot of wealth was drained away, and we can see that the money which should be utilized for our states, our kingdom, that was taken by the British. Initially Britishers purchase the thing with gold and silver, but now they started utilizing the revenue amount for that particular reason. And you can see here salary wise also, British officers, they got very high salary in comparison to that. Indian people, Indian official, Indian workers, they were not getting enough salary, as well as they were not getting the higher post. Then let us come to raw materials. As they came as a trader, so the raw materials they purchased from India was in a very low price, and then after some time they started selling the ready-made good to a very higher price. So this is how we see that how much economic wealth they was because of the British, right? Then all these reasons have disappointed almost every section of the society, right? So all of them, they got together and they felt they were just thinking to revolt or get rid of this British and the British policies, right? So the opportunity they got, that was the immediate cause. Now what happened, Britishers, they have introduced a cartridge which was coated by the fat of cows and pig, right? So if you see Hindu religion, we worship cows, so no one, and it has to be opened with mouth. So how can a Hindu person can open or touch cow's meat or the fat? So, and it also hurt Muslims because they felt it to be unclean. So this both Hindus and Muslims, they got very disappointed because as the rumor spread about the cartridge. So Mangal Pandey, what he did, he has killed one of the British officer, and then it started, revolt almost started. 5, when people rebel, 1857 and after. In this part, we are going to study about how people rebelled or how they broke out the revolt of 1857. In our last video, we have seen that different sections of the society, they were angry, like rulers, peasants, tribals and other people were very much angry with the policies made by the British, whether it is a revenue policy or the rulers acting as a puppet ruler, right? So everybody wanted to fight. So what happened? Let us see here in a step by step. So firstly, every section of the society, they started believing what? That British was the common enemy of everyone in India, right? So when they came to know that they are the enemy, what is the solution? Solution is to fight against or to rise a rebellion against them. So what was the solution? Rising against British requirement. What is requirement to rising against? That was the situation. British have acquired a great power and demonstrated it also. So for fighting with British, and in 100 years they have set up their roots very deeply, like Battle of Plassey took place in 1757, and we are talking about the revolt of 1857, just after 100 years. So in 100 years British have become a great power. So for fighting with them, we require proper communication among the people, then initiative, who is going to initiate, and then confidence to turn the situation. What is the situation? That British was ruling, and to turning the situation that now Indians should rule back again. So what happened? How it took place? So in northern part of India, like Jhansi, Meerut, Kanpur, right, all these places in 1857 they have initiated. So that is what we are going to study, that is called revolt of 1857, right? So how it has begun? Basically it started with the Sepoy Mutiny. So very much important to know about what is Sepoy Mutiny or what the term mutiny means. Mutiny means when the soldiers they become against to their officers or the authorities. So here we are talking about Sepoy Mutiny, that in British Army, the soldiers, what they did, they stood against their officers, their British officers, right? So that is what the mutiny began in several places. It was started by the Mangal Pandey at Barakpur. He has killed a lot of British officers, right? And after that the mutiny began. So it began in Meerut, and then other section of the society it spread, and then all together it became a great rebel, that was revolt of 1857, which is also called as Great Revolt or First War of Independence in Indian history against the British. That a mutiny became a popular rebel, right? It started with a small incident, right? On 29th March in 1857, Mangal Pandey was hanged to death. Why? Because he has killed many of the British officers, right? So Britishers felt that if we are going to hang him to death, others will not rebel or do such thing again. But things were quite different. Now let us see the kind of how the incident took place, or how the Sepoy mutiny converted into a great rebellion, right? So what happened after the death of Mangal Pandey? Sepoy of Meerut on 9th of May, what happened? They refused to use the new cartridge. Now they were told to have an army drilling, but they refused to use the new cartridge because they have heard that these cartridges were coated with the fat of cows and pigs, right? So cows, as you know, it is a very auspicious for the Hindus, so they don't want to open the cartridge with the mouth, because these cartridges were opened with mouth, right? So, and another thing is pig. Pig also was considered to be unclean by the Muslims. So both Hindus and Muslims were there in the British regiment or British army, right? So they both of them, they all refused. So what was the result of that? That refusal, 85 soldiers were dismissed from the job and they were sent to the prison for 10 years, as the allegation was on them that they have disobeyed British officers, right? So what happened? This incident took place on 9th of May. So very next day, on 10th May, other soldiers, they went to the prison to release their 85 soldiers which was kept in the prison, and there what they did, they have killed the British officer in the jail, and they have taken all the arms and ammunition. After that, they have set fire to the building of the British, right? After that, they went, in the night only, they went to Delhi, and very early morning they reached to Delhi, and there what happened? Delhi regiment, means the soldiers of Delhi, they also stood up for the rebellion. So the soldiers of the Meerut and the soldiers of the Delhi regiment, there also they did the same thing, that they have taken all arms and ammunition, killed the British officers and set fire to the building, right? After that, they went to the Red Fort. Now why they went to the Red Fort? Because Red Fort, the ruler, emperor used to live there. Bahadur Shah Zafar was the ruler during that time. He was living there, and Britishers have already declared that after Bahadur Shah Zafar, no other Mughal will be the emperor, right? That means Mughal rule will come to an end. So Bahadur Shah Zafar was living there. He was quite old, so he was not ready to accept or to fight against the British, because they have got a mighty power. And Bahadur Shah Zafar himself became very old, so he was getting scared. But the soldiers motivated him or persuaded him to accept the leadership. Rest the things will be done by the soldiers. Okay, then after persuading Bahadur Shah Zafar, anyhow ready to fight against the British. So what he did, he wrote a letter to the chieftains and to the other rulers to come and make a confederation to fight against the British. And as you know, in the first video I have already told you that all of them were very angry, but they were not able to do something. So as soon as they got an opportunity or the alternative of the British Empire, so they felt very energetic and enthusiastic. They were very inspired that such an old ruler is ready to fight against the British. That why we can't we, because we are already waiting for this opportunity. So everyone accepted this, and they became very happy. This is how the rebellion broke out. And why people wanted to rule against the Mughal emperor, means they wanted to rule under the Mughal emperor, because for the several years Mughal dynasty was ruling India, and the Mughal emperors were little bit liberal towards other community also, and there were small rulers, and major part was ruled by the Mughal empire, and the smaller parts were ruled by other smaller rulers, those who independently ruled. So they felt that they will get the freedom from the British, then they will get an independence themselves as they were ruling before. So this is how the small incident then of the Sepoy Mutiny converted to a very great rebellion. After getting the hold on Delhi, right, control on Delhi, so soldiers got the confidence. So what happened? Regiment after regiment, they started mutant, and then they took off to join the nodal centers. So what were the nodal centers? Nodal centers were the centers where people gathered together and they collectively fought with the British. So these nodal centers, Delhi, Lucknow and Kanpur, they became the nodal centers. So everyone took initiative, they come together to the nearest nodal center and they started fighting with the British, right? So now we can, if we see the leaders, those who took part in the revolt, we can divide into two categories. One category were the rulers or the Nawab, those who were already there and they wanted to be free from the British. Another category we are going to study about the new leaders who came up. They were not the rulers, but still they took the leadership or the initiative to fight or take part in the revolt of 1857, right? So let us see who were they. So first one we can see Nana Sahib. Nana Sahib of Kanpur, he was the son of late Peshwa Baji Rao, right? So what happened, that as Britishers have declared that adopted son will not be accepted as a Peshwa or the ruler, so he himself proclaimed as a Peshwa and he said that he was under the Mughal emperor. So Bahadur Shah Zafar was declared by the soldiers as the ruler, so he proclaimed himself as the Peshwa under the Mughal ruler, right? So from Kanpur. Then next comes British Qadr, and he was the son of Wajid Ali Shah of Lucknow, right? So he also declared himself as a Nawab, right, which was not Britishers have taken away Lucknow, right? So he declared, and then he was supported, and his mother, wife of Wajid Ali Shah, Begum Hazrat Mahal, took up active participation in the revolt, right? They were from Lucknow. Then third is Rani Lakshmi Bai from Jhansi, right? She took a great initiative. Again, she was also facing the problem against the doctrine of lapse, that she did not have her son. So Jhansi was taken away by the British. So she revolted against that along with the help of Tatya Tope. Tatya Tope was from Kanpur and he supported Rani Lakshmi Bai. Both of them together they fought with British. Then let us come to Rani Avanti Bai Lodi. She from Ramgarh, from Madhya Pradesh, right? She also took 4,000 armed soldiers she took to fight against the British, right? So these all were already some or the other way, they were Nawabs or the rulers, though whose kingdom was taken away by the British for by the various policies. Now let us come to those leaders. Those were new leaders and then they also actively participated in the revolt. Let us see one by one. First one is Ahmadullah Shah. He was a Maulvi, right? So he from Faizabad. So he has professed that British rule will come to an end, and lot of the religious supporters of Ahmadullah Shah supported him, and then he has made a great big army, and then he moved towards Lucknow to support to join the nodal center of Lucknow to fight against the British. So he was a Maulvi, he was not a ruler, but he made his armed force and fought, right? Then next comes Bakht Khan. He was a soldier in Bareilly. So he was simple soldier, but he took the leadership of the Delhi, right? Delhi, as Bahadur Shah Zafar was there as an overall leader, but he took the in chargeship of the soldiers of the Bareilly in Delhi. Right, he was from Bareilly. Then next comes Powar Singh. He was from Bihar. Basically, he was a zamindar, but he took an active leadership to fight in the revolt. That means what? That every section of the society, when they got boosted up with this rebellion, so everyone joined the rebellion who wanted to get freedom from this atrocities of British. So they all joined the civil. That is why this rebellion is also known as Great Revolt and First War of Independence, right? Now, on 6th of August, there is one email, one telegram was sent to the by the lieutenant governor to the commander-in-chief, which shows that how much Britishers got scared. Literally, Britishers got shaken. They were very much got disappointed with this. They didn't thought of that a small incident of the cartridge will convert into such a great rebellion. Now company decided to fight back, right? So that is what the company fight back. So company decided that this great rebel has to be suppressed with mighty effort, right? So they have introduced their entire force and they started suppressing the revolt. So let us see how they did. In September 1857, they have recaptured Delhi, and then Bahadur Shah Zafar as well as his wife was tried in the court, and then they were sent to the prison for life imprisonment, right? They were sent to Rangoon, and where in 1862 Bahadur Shah Zafar died, right? Then 1858, Rani Lakshmi Bai was defeated and killed when she was fighting in Gwalior. Same fate was happened with Rani Avanti Bai. What she was after getting victory on Kheri, Avanti Bai killed herself so that because she was surrounded by all the Britishers, so she did not want to come to their hands, right? So this is what. Then what happened to Tatya Tope? Tatya Tope escaped in the forest, and there with the help of tribals and other peasants, he kept on fighting with the British with a guerrilla warfare, right? With the help of the tribals. But after 2 years, he was captured in 1859, and then he was hanged or he was killed. Right? So all this is at the same time. Now Britishers wanted to regain. One side the Britishers were suppressing with the help of war. On the other hand, Britishers were trying to win back the loyalty of the people. So how they did it, right? And which was also kind to break the unity of the revolt. So first what they have announced, revolts to landlords, right, that they can practice their traditional right, whatever they were practicing with. Now there will be no interference of the British. That was the way how they wanted to, Britishers wanted that they should regain the loyalty of the people. And people was also discouraged because earlier when rebel soldiers were getting victory on Britishers, they were very much encouraged. But after that, when one after the other people rebellion getting defeated by the British, they also got discouraged. So with the help of these all ways, they started supporting British, right? Then excused rebel. Britishers also kept a condition that they forced the rebels to surrender. And they have kept the condition that if they have not killed any of the British officer, then what happened? They will be excused, as well as they can practice their own traditional right on the land. No punishment will be given to them. But at the same time, Sepoys, Nawabs and Rajas, they were tried and hanged to death so that other people may be scared of that they should not take such step ever again in the future, right? To suppress the revolt, they cannot take this action. So this is how we can see that all these efforts Britishers did to gain back the loyalty of the people. At the same time, they were trying, with the help of a great mighty army, they tried to suppress the revolt one after the another. In our previous video, we have seen how Britishers fought with our leaders, those who were really very brave, and bravely they fought against the mighty power of the British. So British got scared, and then they fought back, and finally they got the victory. So after getting the victory, they were so scared that in future these kind of things or this kind of rebellion could not take place. So they have made or changed their policy, right? So we are going to see what happened after mass of revolt of 1857. So what happened? Very, very first thing, power from East India Company went to the British Crown. That means what? That from 1757, after defeating Sirajuddaula, English East India Company was ruling India, right? So after revolt of 1857, what happened? Britishers from England, the new laws came, according to those laws, the power went to the British Crown. That now British India is going to rule rather than the English East India Company, right? So they have also changed the title, Governor General, the title of Viceroy. Instead of Governor General, there will be a Viceroy. And Viceroy was a representative between the king or a queen in England, which are going to Viceroy looks after India and as a representative of the British and India to connect with, right? So Viceroy was a new post, and basically in this how the transfer of entire power went to the British hand. Then after that what happened? Now ruling chiefs were assured their territories. As Britishers fell, the entire, in the revolt of 1857, every section of the society, they were united together to fight back with British. So the Britishers have assured the ruling ruling chiefs that whatever the territories they have got, it will not be taken. Like we have seen earlier, there are so many policies like doctrine of lapse, paramountcy, subsidiary alliances. According to these policies, kingdoms were taken away by the Indian rulers or Nawabs. So now it was assured that your kingdom will be yours. That doctrine of lapse says that if you don't have a male heir, your kingdom will be taken away. So these kind of policies were cancelled after the revolt of 1857. As Britishers felt these are the extent measures which can uproot the British from India. So they tried to take precaution. Then again another, we know that the revolt of 1857 was a mutiny. Mutiny means when soldiers rebel their senior officers, right? That is called a mutiny. And we have seen that one after the other, from Meerut, from Delhi and other places, first soldiers started the mutiny and they started the revolt. So what changes Britishers made? That they have Indian soldiers were reduced to the Awadh, Bihar and Central India instead of those soldiers. So now we have seen that what Britishers did, they have made a change in their military or army. Like they replaced the Indian soldiers of Awadh, Bihar, Central India and South India because they were the chief person to take part in the revolt. So they don't want to take a chance again. So they reduced the soldiers, Indian soldiers, and replaced with the Indian soldiers like Gorkha, Sikh and Pathan. Right? So this is how they have made a major changes, and the number of European soldiers they have increased more in number so that the military or the army will be under their control. Right? Apart from that, to gain the loyalty of the people, what they did, they started making different the policies. Now they wanted the support of landlords and zamindars, so they made the policy to protect the land as well as to protect the landlord and zamindars. Apart from that, as they know that certain religious customary things were there, which has to be respected, otherwise both Hindus and Muslims will be against of them. So they started respecting customary, religious and social practices of people.